Hello everyone, it's Fluffy, and I moved myself back on the bottom right side because someone commented that occasionally my character blocks the bottom left corner of the map, whereas if I went on the bottom right corner, I would not. Well, if we look over here, for example, the bottom right corner has this stuff going on here, so I can simply move it up and you can still see everything. And this shaded part on the right side, well, it's not going to cover up any of the map. That's basically it. So I'm gonna try leaving myself on the right side of on the right corner again and see how it works. And for today, we are back on doing the medium tanks on Neo-Tank battles. And this map we're playing on is Intelligence System V2. I feel like No, never mind. I just remembered. I was recording this another day, but I canceled it for some reason. So it felt like I was doing this game again, but no, this is the first time I'm showing this. So I'm gonna make myself face the left since I'm on the right side. And I'm changing them to yellow comets because yellow comets and cobalt's ice are two colors that are least likely to have any colorblind issues. I'm going to make sure this black boat faces the wrong way, left, because it's funny. And this map is effectively a 2-base map with an additional peeping recon potential, or maybe even a missile if you really want to lock down the airport for just a brief moment. Personally, I don't think it's worth building units here because you lose a lot of map pressure if you spend your money on this base. And by the time the mid-game rolls around where you have enough money to actually spend on this base, if you're in a brawl, you really want all your money sent to support the fight rather than getting information. The only information this base really gives you is whether or not they built an air unit that you need to be careful of, and this base, which, in my opinion, is not worth it most of the time. So we both picked Jess. This is tier 4. I'm addicted to the firepower of Jess. So let's begin. They built 2 infantry facing the right way where their black boat is very dumb and facing the left. I go up. Pretty sure I had a different game on this map where I said this base should prioritize taking the top corner because the bottom base really doesn't have much to do other than go left. You can't really expect this bottom base to go at the top corner, so it's best to have your upper base go for the top when it comes to the capture route. My opponent agrees. I go for this property because I can then chain up onto this city, comm tower, then this city again. So that's why this property goes first. Go for the turn 1 captures. I want my money. Do I want my money? Yeah, I want my money. Though I can also understand myself going left first. And so he also goes for this property first. Does he have the same idea as me? But instead of going for the turn 1 capture, I think he went to the right first. Which is fair enough. I also see an alternative reality where I went for this property first. I just so happen to want money first because I want my momentum. I built my day 4 recon. The reason why I like the day 4 recon on this map is because, well, I have an infantry capturing this chain, I have an infantry capturing this, I have this infantry that can capture these 2 properties, Like, that's how I'm dividing up my properties along my infantry. And this infantry can go for this single capture, and maybe if necessary I can bring it down to capture this property, but that's just a maybe. So at this point, these 4 infantry pretty much have everything already lined up to capture. Like, I'll say it again, this infantry can capture this chain, this infantry can go for these properties, this infantry can capture the port, and this infantry can go for this property. So all the properties that I really want, I have an infantry for. As for the corner property, it will have to depend on whether or not we start fighting. But other than that, recon. Get some nice vision. There's plenty of roads to travel. They built a tank first, countering my recon first. Did someone watch my video? My other video on this map? Because that tank would counter my recon, and I don't like that. So I built a tank follow-up. I mean, I have the money because of my early turn 1 captures. And they start tank chaining, which is better than mine, which counters mine. And I'm gonna move back to the beginning. I start with an infantry here. And on this turn, I start capturing this. So I'm half a turn ahead on this base, which means in theory they should be half a turn behind on this base, and they are. But I moved my 4th infantry for this property, whereas they moved their 3rd infantry for that property. Well, actually, wait, no, that's a lie. They used their 1st infantry to move over to capture the property, so that's their 1st infantry. So even though I am capturing this, and I'm expecting if they follow my opening, they would not be in a position to capture this, I got trapped because of their slightly differing openings, which is very sad because my tank can't cover it. I got greedy. I considered just sitting in the woods and being happy with myself, but I wanted to get greedy, and that greed costed me dearly. But it's fine, because I'm expecting... Actually, no, it's not fine. I felt very sad here. But it's fine because... I know they went tank first. And they don't know where my tanks are. Yet. I don't have any more vision, but I'm going to use what vision I do have to prepare a response. I'm fine with this tank being on the road because, well, they have no vision for it. But also, if they were to strike this tank, it will be within 1 tank turn's reinforcement from my base, which is very nice. You definitely don't want to attack into your opponent's base reinforcements, so they certainly wouldn't want to attack me here. And I am aware of a tank in this area, so I'm considering sending my tanks down to, because I'm expecting a fight here. If they sent their first vehicle down, I assume they will continue sending their quite a lot at the bottom front. They continue capturing their properties. They go with this chain, which is fine because this infantry can go for this property capture. I plan to do the same thing, having this infantry go for the chain, and this infantry moving ahead to the corner property. Now, I have no vision of where their tank is, but because of my loss of my recon, I'm making the assumption that tanks are built on this base. There's probably tanks moving down here. So... Wait, hang on. Did I really... This infantry was supposed to go to the corner. Well, we were playing it live, I suppose, but still. Oh, I know why. Because I wanted this infantry... Because if my recon died, I really wanted some vision, so instead of sending this infantry down, I sent it into this forest to keep some vision in the center. And as a result, this infantry had to go up, and to maximize money, I have to capture this way. It's probably also because losing a recon early puts me behind quite a bit. So going for the contested caps are a little risky. I think I prefer the playstyle of getting more units where the turns can be more dynamic, and being down 1 unit isn't as big of a deal if we all have 10 units on the board. Plus, I guess it also waits for my recon. I send 1 tank up. Oh, that's a shame. I didn't send... I really thought I was preparing to defend this. Well, they sent 2 tanks here, which is very sad. I don't remember what I was doing. This game is pretty old now. It was supposed to be last week's video, but I cancelled it for something else. But it's fine, because if they continue with... Because now I have a recon in position. Their recon spots my artillery. I spot this city. Nothing there yet. Recon sees my artillery move into the forest, which I can shell. It also sees my tank here. So from sniperpal's point of view, they probably don't expect a tank to be ready. Especially since there's no counter tank attack this turn. So I decide to lay a little bit of a trap where I front shift my tanks all the way back. And it's probably safe since I moved my infantry. My infantry has already captured these properties. But I also wanted to protect this property. I wanted the ability to pull back my infantry because it's very hard to get units up here. It's very, very hard. But if I lose this infantry, I just have to lose it because I can't let these 2 tanks run around freely. And maybe with this situation I can win a tank. And a tank goes forward, which is this is a very risky play. It is 2 tanks reinforcement. It's 2 turns reinforcements from this base and this base. So like both of these bases can attack this tank within 2 turns of coming out, and it sees 2 of my tanks here. The other tank, probably recognizing my tank reinforcements, runs away and attacks this infantry. So this is almost a free hit. I say almost because my recon can attack this infantry. I still lose more, but I gain a tank back, so that's worth it. And considering they see my tanks over here, I'm surprised they did not go more aggressive at the top. But then again, I guess you don't want to go all in aggressive and then get completely wiped out next turn. The lack of recons really make it scary to attack. So this tank kit, very questionable. It's way too risky without any recon vision. This tank is a little safer. But actually, yeah, it is pretty safe. But only because I moved my tanks up the prior turn and wasn't preparing to counterattack for this turn. Well, I was, but it's not going to reach this tile. I spotted that corner. Makes my infantry feels very sad. I go for this tank hit, and that is a very high roll by me. I mean, I know this tank is chipped, probably chipped twice from this infantry, and then chipped again from this infantry, but I did not take a single counterattack damage. That was huge. Anyway, now that I have my tanks covering my recon, I can safely attack this infantry with several tank backup. And I fire onto this recon. Should I kill it? Or should I continue letting it heal so I can drain more funds? If you get yourself in a situation where your opponent is not killing your unit to drain funds, you can always delete your unit so you don't have to pay for the repairs anymore. I don't remember. This game is pretty old. It's not that old, but it's old enough for me to not remember my decision here. But I won a tank. I lost a recon and I lost some infantry, but I killed an infantry back and I gained a tank. So I'm happy. Ooh, trapped. A little passive on the tank here. I did reveal a lot of my tanks are at the bottom, but I guess he also doesn't have a lot of tanks at the top. I guess if he has more tanks at the top, he would be more comfortable taking this hit, considering my army's at the bottom. But his army is pretty split, 2 tanks on both sides. And a Neo tank, this is very early. Someone isn't using classy vehicles here. I would never get a Neo tank this early because the risks are just so high. But now that I see a slight offense movement at the top and pretty much an overall retreat at the bottom, there's only one thing to do: front shift. I get my corner property. I'm most likely getting these 2 caps, so I no longer have to stay here to defend. I don't want to lose my caps over here. Capturing neutral properties, that's great and all, but losing your own property to your opponent, that's very bad, because gaining a neutral property only gives me 1,000. But capturing a property from your opponent not only loses them 1,000 income, but you also get 1,000 income. So that's a 2k income swing if I lose this property. So it only makes sense that I begin another front shift. How many front shifts has it been? 3? I went up, then I went down, got a tank kill, now I'm going up again. And it looks like I did let this recon live. Anti-air, because anti-air is amazing. Okay, I'm back. There was some background noise, and now that it's gone, I can continue. I just moved the infantry down and end my turn. Alright, so where was I? I lost my train of thoughts. Alright, I was front shifting my tanks to the right. And yeah, just deathballing in fog. Tank attacks. Ooh, I'm very happy about this. I remembered this. I was very happy. Aww, he's blocking. Ooh, another tank showed up. Oh, I'm very happy. Stop blocking your units. I want to hit them. I want to attack the units. Well, I use my back tanks first because, well, there's only 2 targets this tank can hit. It can never reach that tank, so I might as well use this tank to clear the infantry, which I do. Pew! Then I can go clear this tank. Because I'm just with a comm tower, this is a guaranteed 2-hit KO. And because I don't really have much vision other than I know one tank is on the left side, I decided it was a little too risky to, and also it's actually impossible for me to wall break this infantry capturing the comm tower, so I might as well do the safe move of blocking the high terrain tile with my own tank. And by blocking this tile, he cannot use that tile against me. Not that he would ever attack in this situation, but you never know since it's fog. My artillery still has a chance to kill the recon, so I choose to fire at the pipe instead. I run away with my infantry because I just revealed a whole bunch of tanks at the top corner. and I built a medium tank in a position where his recon cannot see it. And that recon must... this is why I don't like building units on the base. I believe I built it in one game, and then I never built a recon on this map with that isolated base ever again. But yeah, infantry moves down, spots my infantry, recon starts going forward. They know I have a lot of tanks up here, so they're very confident with the attack down here. I do not see this tank, but I do see one tank over here. There's a full retreat at the top. Tank even going up here. Which means the next obvious choice is to not go for this corner property and front shift again. This must be front shift number 4. I killed a recon because, you know, get rid of vision. Recon takes the strike. I'm confident in the safety of my recon because I just have that many units in the area. Wait, I'm not front shifting? What? Alright, a partial front shift. I guess I still want to win this property. Oh, a second Neo tank. I'll get my revenge on these Neos one day. I don't like these Neos. They're very painful. I fire upon the recon because why not? Build a copter because... well, I always say just copters are perfectly fine. The main strength of copters isn't their damage, although it is very nice. It's the ability to not take that much counterattack damage against units like tanks, medium tanks, and especially Neo tanks. The cost effectiveness is just really good. Especially when you have other units to help with the Neo tank. So I end my turn after doing a partial front shift. I still believe I have a numerical superiority thanks to my... I did kill 2 tanks already. And I killed 2 tanks already, so I feel like I have a numeric tank superiority right now. And while I did not know this at the time, he did build a very early Neo and another early Neo tank, which really hurts the light tank count. It's one of the reasons why I don't like Neo tanks. Aside from how strong they are against me, it's also because they reduce vehicle counts by a large amount. You can afford 3 tanks with the price of a Neo tank. And the Neo tank actually goes in for my tank. Now you know me, I'm someone who likes to stall. I like using my just supers because I like my movement. But when you have a situation like this, where a normal power is enough to sit on the silo to fire at a Neo tank on a road, you really can't resist it. I go with the copter first. Recon, spot some vision, and then decide to use turbocharge. Unfortunately, my anti-air cannot reach the copter regardless of whether or not I use my normal power nor my superpower, so I'm losing the city, but it's fine because I pretty much got a Neo kill right here. I said I got a Neo kill right here. There we go. I also get a nice tank shot over here. Kill the tank. And also fire upon the infantry. I could attack from the plains tile, but I didn't want the infantry to escape. It's going to sack itself into my infantry to stall the city capture, but I'm fine with that because I care about reducing his unit count. Am I really that far behind in unit count? I know he has a recon here, but I don't think I should be that far behind. Oh well. I get these 2 strikes. Infantry spotting for this tile. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could save the city, but I'd rather get kills because I'm Fluffy. Fluffy likes to win with unit value, well, with the army momentum. I don't really care too much about income unless I'm playing the aggressive fluff from the other video. So I'd rather just get kills, because if I kill the army, I get the city back anyway. I'm more than willing to sacrifice a city in a few turns of income if it means I can wipe out the army. So that's my philosophy. I blow up the pipe seam once and for all, build a second anti-air because I see another copter over there, and build a transport copter because there's a lack of infantry. And I want my infantry front line, especially to recapture this corner property. He uses his superpower. Unfortunately, oh wait, actually his Neo tank can reach my medium tank. But for some reason he blocked off all tiles that attacks my medium tank. So he's not getting my medium tank with his Neo tank. That is a very strange decision in my opinion. Definitely shoot my medium tank. He sacks the infantry here. As predicted, the infantry has nowhere to go, so he might as well delay the capture. He does a backwards attack, not backwards, but a retreating attack to try to get closer to his reinforcements while still doing some damage. Infantry targets my infantry, makes sense, he doesn't want me to recapture. Good thing I have another infantry in the back. I decide to strike this infantry with my tank and heal up my damaged tank. Tank strikes recon. Always attack with the recon first, you want your vision. Anti-air goes in, tank goes in. I don't like copter on copter violence, but I don't really have a choice here. I don't see any anti-air, so I believe this is also fine for me. And this medium tank, I really wanted it to keep it safe from the Neo tank. But I know the Neo tank is here. What I should have done is move my medium tank onto the city, because if I'm on the city and the Neo tanks attack me, I can reinforce it with a copter. Or if the Neo tank attacks me from the other direction where my copter cannot reach, I'm on the city and he's on a road. So I probably shouldn't have feared this Neo tank, especially since I will heal up and have my power to strike the Neo tank afterwards. But it was live and I wasn't thinking that far ahead. I just wanted to keep my medium tank safe and think, oh, I can first strike your Neo tank if your Neo tank strikes my tank. But that was a little bit of a mistake because the Neo tank can just sit on my city, which was very bad. If I sat on the city, the Neo tank cannot attack from a nice tile. So that was very unfortunate for me. I continued clearing out all the tanks. Now that all the tanks are cleared, all the infantry here, if they stay, they're dead. And I can start recapturing this. He can try to kill my infantry, but he doesn't have vision to see my next infantry, so I am getting the city back eventually. Build an infantry over here, because I also realized I should probably keep some infantry up here. One infantry to capture is nice to capture this corner, but infantry can also act as a defense against enemy infantry, and perhaps to threaten more captures to force fights if I want to force it. Build another medium tank. I like medium tanks. Medium tanks strong. Medium tanks strong together. Alright, he trades infantry for infantry. I'm fine with that because mine is an injured infantry, and I just kill a full health infantry in return. As expected, Neo Tank strikes my tank from the... Maybe he even walls it off. Not that I would attack since I would be on low terrain. But still... I could wall break, but I'm not going to, because that's a low terrain thing. He built his first anti-air of the game. Meanwhile, I have plenty of anti-air. I was very glad the infantry did not chip me down to 7, because that would have been pain. And... yeah, just pull back if I don't have to. Take some free hits where I can. Building more medium tanks because medium tanks strong. Alright, and what I did here was this tank got chipped by the infantry, so I moved this tank back to recover the chip. But honestly, I should have sent this tank to wall it off, because this tank is also chipped by the infantry that was guarding the city earlier. So this tank should have been the one to sit on the silo, and both of these tanks should have been the one to like heal the chip on the cities. Cities do, if your tank is at full HP, it doesn't necessarily mean full 100% HP. They could have a little bit of damage and actually be 98 or something. Sitting on a city does heal the chip, and it will go back to full, if you don't know that. Neo Tank retreats. And I am very far ahead in unit value, which I am very happy with. And it's mostly because I managed to kill a Neo Tank and pull back with my medium tank. It's a shame the other Neo Tank got to kill a tank, but ultimately my medium tanks are currently winning the trade. Because medium tank strong. I decided to kill the recon. I no longer wanted catching vision of me, of my units. I built more recons because I lack recons up there. I have 2 recons at the bottom but no recons at the top. And for the most part I'm just sitting because the only reason why you want to attack is if you are planning to win a city. I already won the corner city, my infantry is probably not going to take another one, so there's no reason for me to attack any further. I don't have a recon for vision anyway, so it's better I stay. Copter comes in, 2 copters come in, recon interrupts my infantry. The copter spotted vision for the recon to safely move after seeing no units are blocking. And I decide, alright, I lose a tank but I get a copter. Well, it's a pretty bad trade for me in terms of unit count, since the airport is an extra production of unit count. But I also win a recon, so I'm fine with that. I drop off another infantry ready to start capturing this corner. Recon to block my medium tank. And I bring several more medium tanks in to support my medium tank army. You see, the medium tanks, they're not necessarily strong on their own, but together they are. 2 medium tanks can kill a can kill a Neo tank very cost effectively. And now that the recon's dead, I can build a bomber, which is very nice. And there's a reason why I built a bomber. I am playing Jess, and air units are weaker for Jess. But I notice a lot of Neo tanks from my opponent. And I also notice a lack of anti-air. Keep in mind, I have not seen this anti-air yet. So to my knowledge, he has no anti-airs. I have not seen a single anti-air from him all game. So I built a bomber. Besides, with his Neo tank army if my bomber kills a neo-tank, the bomber already paid for itself because both the bomber and the neo-tank cost 22,000. With my comm tower, my bomber is actually a normal bomber, so there is a good chance it can just one-shot a neo-tank if the neo-tank is on a road. But if it's not on the road, then I can always follow it up with a tank or a medium tank of my own. I keep my artillery here just one more turn in case he builds a recon. Infantry moves forward, spots my tank. Ew, look at the disgusting Jescopter damage. Only reduced it to 7? Oh, Jescopters are so bad, why would anyone build them? He goes for this 2-hit KO, which is guaranteed because Jess tanks 20% firepower is a guaranteed 2-hit KO. But little did he know, I have more tanks in the back. So, first things first, my transport copter did its job moving my infantry forward. Now I take the steps to defend my captures. Medium tank going in. Alright, always send the recon in first. And I was very sad about this because I wanted to kill this copter. But if I want to kill the copter, I have to clear this tank or this infantry. But I can't clear them both because this copter... Basically, I had to make a decision to either kill the copter or save my city. I chose to kill the copter. Admittedly, I probably could have attacked this first because there was a chance I just straight up killed this tank if the tank was heavily chipped. But I don't think it was that chipped because it was a 5 HP counter attack which reduced it to 7. So the chances that I kill this tank is incredibly low. Still, I get this kill. And I choose to strike the tank because, well, if I kill all the vehicles, like I said, same story down here, if I kill the army, then I eventually get the city. I send my bomber up there to support, making sure I stay out of range of... Well, actually I'm not out of range, but I highly doubt these units are sufficient to wall break these 2 tiles to reach my bomber. Build a second T-copter to... this infantry's not going to last, so I might as well get more infantry up there. Also built more anti-air because I sent my anti-air out, gotta replace the anti-airs that die. The triple medium tank. He strikes my infantry, which makes sense, trying to stop me from recapturing, and just does a full retreat up there. Kills my T-copter, which is a rollover here because Jescopters are a little bit weaker. I believe it's a 50% chance to kill, if I'm not wrong. No, I don't actually know. I think this is guaranteed. Yeah, this is a guaranteed kill. Got trapped by my anti-air? Maybe he's... I don't really know why he went in for this. Because there's no saving this city. But I guess he was confident because he has a neo-tank nearby. And he's just... Well, or this is bait. He wants me to attack and then first strike with his neo-tank. I go in, kill the copter because why not? Kill the tank. Kill the infantry. And... I move my medium tank in. I have 3 medium tanks. I probably could have no-feared and attacked these units knowing full well 3 medium tanks is a little excessive. But I'm a... You know me, I'm fluffy, I'm a coward. I don't like attacking if I don't have to. If I don't think it's safe. I pick off some units, further boosting my unit count advantage, which is getting somewhat significant. Sit on this city so that he can't use it to attack me with. And more recons for more vision, yeah! Neo-tank comes in, kills my anti-air, so I cannot stay here. Now that I lost my anti-air, I cannot stay. Because my anti-air up there isn't dead, the anti-air I was planning to replace the top anti-air no longer needs to go up there, so I send it left instead. And I could go ham and just destroy a bunch of tanks, but I have no response to the copter, so I choose the safer approach of simply clearing the units that I can clear with ease, healing up my tank, and then sending it forward, covering it with an artillery. Transport copter doing its work, getting an infantry ready to recapture. I do have a copter of my own, and I just threw it away. I knew his copter is going to attack my copter, at least that's what I'm expecting. So that means my medium tanks are safe for one more turn. I probably could have tried doing more damage, but I don't think there was a way to break it to the Neo tank. Still, he knows I have the medium tanks. He's not going to send his Neo tank in recklessly. Builds more Neo tanks. Disgusting Neo tanks. Recon goes first, get some vision. And just otherwise do my best to heal whatever chip damage that was there. I'm pretty sure this tank still has a little bit of chip, but not that much. I know this tank is chipped for sure because it got the counter-attack damage from the infantry that was capturing the city. Medium tank moving up. I considered moving it left where it's a little safer since I don't have vision in the center. But I also realized that if he attacked my force up here, my medium tank with a super can go all the way to cover this recon, which was why I decided to move my medium tank left. I also otherwise pulled back over here, where it's a little safer, where my stuff is covered by my anti-air. You see, I'm a coward, even though there's one Neo tank there. I don't trust it. I actually do have recons, but I don't want to send them in. So I just pull back. I like stalling. If I capture this, I will be ahead, so I think it's fine. Tank fails to kill my recon, so the infantry had to finish it. And copter once again kills my T-copter. But I win the city back, and that's huge. My tank once again it saves the city because I don't have an infantry nearby. My tank, the recon was chipped, so this was actually a pretty good chance to kill it with a tank. And I guess I moved my recon back because I did move my mega tank forward. But I'm not sure if he spotted it, and I just, me being my cautious self, or paranoia if you prefer to call it that way, just wanted to check, just to be sure. Built double anti-air because I see two copters here. Medium tank goes forward to a defensive position. Bomber would cover both of my cities, so I think it's pretty nice turn for me if he goes in. Look at that. Can't even. These Jescopters are so weak. Good thing my Jescopters are stronger. Because I believe in them. Clears my infantry that just recaptured the property and starts capturing it back. I am ahead right now because I have both the corner properties. So if I just stall, I will win by the day limit. There's only 6 days left, including this turn. No, actually not including this turn, because day 30 is also a turn he has. Anyway, now it's my turn. Anti-air goes in, pew! We're both holding our supers, waiting for the right turn. And for some reason, I see an advance over here. He's attacking up here, so if he's attacking up here, maybe he doesn't have a lot of units down here. So that's why I went in for this. I'll be fine. I am ahead right now, to my knowledge, thanks to my early front shifts. I see a Neo tank up here, makes me a little more confident with my attack down here. Kill the infantry, fire on the tank, but I do my best to keep my medium tank safe. My medium tank is placed in a position where it can still cover all of my units with the super. I see the anti-air here. It's the first anti-air I've seen all game. And I move it in such a way that it cannot be... I think I moved it one tile too far to the back. Because if my bomber was here, it can get shot. But I could have moved it one more tile forward. I don't know. I think I just miscounted. Don't be afraid to count the tiles manually. But yeah. Bomber isn't quite where I wanted it to be, but it's close enough. It can still cover all the important units. And then these cruel Neo tanks come in. Absolutely evil units. So rude. Starts killing my units over here, which makes sense. I'm surprised it did not go for the anti-air, but then again, he doesn't have air units. I'm pretty sure Jess has a good... never mind. Maybe he has a good chance of a one-hit KO during the super. I don't quite know the calcs. Neo tank moves on to the city, which is in range of my bomber. Oh, I think I know why my bomber's here. It's not the anti-air. It's to keep the recon from seeing it. I was thinking... No, actually... Well, whatever the case is, recon doesn't spot my bomber. So, I have a good turn. I lost 2 medium tanks, which is very sad. But you know what? That's okay. Because medium tanks aren't meant to be the main battle tanks. They've been outclassed by the Neo tanks. I have long stated that Neo tanks... Well, maybe not long stated, but 2 weeks ago I've stated Neo tanks are better than medium tanks. And that's okay. Because the medium tank still has their role to play. They may not be the hardest hitter, but they are the max of the heavy tanks. Cost effectiveness, and overall great support units. I can still do a lot of work with them. And the medium tanks do what they are meant to do from the beginning. Well, not from the beginning, but the role that they have now. And that's to be the supporting unit. This medium tank could get the tank kill safely. Why? Because a mega tank backs it up. And an anti-air backs both of these tanks up. Recon moving up for vision. Anti-air goes in, kills this tank, also getting me a little bit of vision in the area because I don't have a recon anymore. Bomber bombs the Neo tank. And like I said about the medium tanks aren't meant to be the main battle tanks. I have already accepted that fact. But they can still act as a great support. Wipe out the anti-air. My bomber is now uncontested. The first anti-air he built all game didn't get a shot on my air units. It only killed a 3 HP tank, and now it's dead. My bomber is now completely uncontested, and it's all thanks to the support of the medium tanks. Medium tanks still have a role to play in this battle, even if they get... I don't know why I didn't just send this tank to kill it. No, right. Tank to wall off the artillery. Recon doesn't really get much more vision than what I already have, but it will get vision next turn when he starts retreating. I'm assuming he's going to retreat. And... Just Fighter. Now, Just Fighters are a little bit weaker, but I have one comm tower, which means it's a normal fighter. And what you know about normal fighters? They one-shot copters and bombers. And that's all you really need the fighters to do. Even if this medium tank takes a pounding, my backup units will fully support it, and the medium tank will get its revenge from the grave. Another medium tank, why not? I need more anti-airs to support my bomber. He goes in with the recon first, which makes sense, because, you know, get the vision. And I did the calculations with the damage calc. Even if both copters strike my mega tank, followed up by both the Neo tanks striking my mega tank, it still ends badly for Yellow Comet here. Because, well, basically at my next turn, if that happens, I kill all of these units except for one Neo tank which survives at 2 HP. That's how powerful my mega tank is under the Just Super bonus. Tank goes up, kills my 1 HP tank. I'm fine with that because I have an artillery. My artillery gets a shot now. Copter goes over here. Unfortunately, it is outside of range of my anti-air. He does a pretty much a full retreat up here. And a retreat down here. And now my medium tank, which has just killed a tank, it gets another tank, well, not another tank, a recon kill, which is very nice. My recon got trapped trying to hide into this forest, but it's fine. Now that I know when infantry is there, well, I still want my fighter to kill these copters. So, my fighter is one tile away from it, so I move it one tile down. But there's a reason why I did the loop. I wanted his infantry to see my copter going up and to the right. But no more. I want him to think my fighter is moving to the top. Meanwhile, it is actually now in range to fire at these copters. Very, very sneaky and evil. Recon goes forward, getting me lots of vision. Bomber still putting in work, kills the light tank. My medium tank, my support heavy unit, kills the Neo tank. The medium tank, while it's not the main battle tank anymore, it still has an important role in my military, in Fluffy's army, in my new medium tank corps. Now that I killed pretty much all the tanks up here, I feel safe that my anti-air will not be threatened. Artillery this tank. Tank moves into this forest. And the fact that I didn't lose any cities in that is huge. Unfortunately, I don't have another T-copter to send infantry up here, but I don't need to because I'm winning anyway. It's almost a day limit and I'm ahead in the properties. He could draw it if he just captures this property, or any other property for that matter, but I plan to stop him there. He resigns, that is a fair resign. I completely demolished the top army. The infantry up here was planning to capture this, but my anti-air just came in and pewed at it. Due to my mega tank being down here, he can't really expect his infantry to capture this. He knows I have a fighter. And he might not know I have an anti-air, but my anti-air can clear this tile, which my other units can then exploit to start to interrupt this capture. Even if I can't interrupt this turn, he's not starting the capture next turn, so I have time to move my units even closer. But that was this game. The medium tanks aren't the star of the show, unfortunately, but it's fine because they still showed their value, being able to take shots, knowing full well that if there was a counter attack, my mega tank comes in and just blasts whatever dares try to harm my medium tank. It also wards off against anti-air, protecting my bomber, allowing my bomber to wipe out those Neo tanks. So yeah, that was this game. And I'll see you next week with possibly another medium tank on Neo tank game. I'll see you then. Goodbye.